Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
It should be noted that Welcome to Night Vale is not a creation of my own. I am simply sharing my thoughts and comments on a podcast that I enjoy. Thank you, and please have a nice day.
Hello and welcome to this video. I hope everyone's doing well today. I hope everyone's having fun. And I hope the universe is treating you fairly. Once again, we head back into Night Vale. This is episode 30, titled Dana. The little blurb says that intern Dana finds her way out of the dog park and can't quite figure out where it leads. So, without further ado, let's get into this.
It takes heart. It takes guts. It also takes cash. It just needs your payment immediately. Welcome to Night Vale.
I do love these intros. The Cecil, right before he says "Welcome to Night Vale," I love those, and they're unique to each episode, so that makes them kind of cool. Makes them that much more heartfelt and immersive. It immerses you more into Night Vale.
Mayor Pamela Winchell announced again today that she is stepping down as mayor later this year. This is the fourth announcement this week. She said again through tight teeth that this is totally her call and was never ever discussed in a room with no windows by small men wearing large pelts and decorative soft meat crowns.
You know, you got to believe your mayor when she informs you of these things.
That is not how we do things, she said. That is not how we do things, she whispered. That is not how we do things, she mouthed silently, as a single dark red tear formed in the corner of her eye and then slowly rolled down her taut olive cheek and onto her clay-stained smock. Elections for a new mayor will be held at some later time. When asked by the press for a specific date and location, masked representatives from a vague yet menacing government agency purred loudly.
Yeah, you have to take what, when you have your vague yet menacing government agencies purring, that adds to the authenticity of what your mayor is saying.
They then began rubbing their sides against the journalists' legs. Several reporters began sneezing. Listeners, many of you recall our station intern Dana, who, while reporting on strange goings-on, was locked in the Forbidden Dog Park back in April. I've received occasional texts and emails from Dana, but then this morning, well, let's listen.
Cecil, it's Dana. I found a way out of here. I walked the perimeter of the dog park looking for a crack or a hole or a weak spot in the obsidian walls. I never found an opening, but this is very strange. The walls just keep going. If you stand still, the dog park seems to take up a single city block, but I walked one direction for about 2 weeks, and I could no longer see the monolith where I started, or the people I was with, or even hear the tinfoil rustling of the leaves from the tall black metal trees that protect us from clouds.
Dana might have something going on there.
There's something else. I found a door. An old oak door standing unsupported by any other structure. I didn't know if it was an exit from the dog park or an entrance to something much worse, but I went through it. Now I am in some old house. Cecil, I can hear someone moving around upstairs. I need to go. I will try to call you soon. Thank you for everything.
Well, at least, she's keeping in touch, letting the people that hold her internship know that she's doing well.
And I hope our time and place match again soon.
Oh, listeners, I so wish I could have talked to Dana this morning. They were showing Cat Ballou again on TBS, and I just couldn't break away. I tried to call Dana back, but my phone caught briefly on fire, and something sharp cut open my thumb as I selected her number.
You gotta hate it when that happens, especially when you're trying to call somebody back.
And now a public service announcement from the Night Vale SPCA. Thinking about getting a dog? Dogs are not only great family companions, but also help childhood development. By regularly feeding, walking, fighting, denying the existence of, and ultimately soul-merging with the family dog, young children learn about responsibility, empathy, and pyrokinesis.
Hey, those are important things to learn and have respect for, especially the pyrokinesis.
There are, of course, some breeds of dogs that are not right for children. Those breeds include spider wolves, double wolves, switch-bladed mountain dogs.
Hey, everyone needs at least one switch-bladed mountain dog.
Secret terriers, flesh-eating spaniels, pit vipers, and table saws. Visit the SPCA for more information on the right dog for your family.
Uh-oh, we got a phone call. This could be fun.
Hello? Dana?
Cecil? I can barely understand you. Cecil, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Dana, are you still in the old house?
No, I'm still in the old house. I made my way out of the basement, which was empty except for a single photograph of a lighthouse. It's a framed 5x7 black and white photo of this old lighthouse. It hangs crooked just to the right of center on one wall. The lighthouse in the photo looks to be in the middle of a field. There's no water. Why would there be a lighthouse not near the water?
Because this is Night Vale.
I have no idea.
No, that doesn't sound right. Maybe it's some other reason. Anyway, once I heard the footsteps above me stop, I opened the door to the first floor. I saw a man standing in the middle of the living room, staring straight ahead at the wall. I couldn't see his face, Cecil, and I knew that I had been through this moment before. Not like deja vu, more like a clear but fleeting memory of a dream. I was scared he might hear me, Cecil.
What did you do, Dana?
Yes, that's exactly what I did. I got up the nerve and I spoke to him. I said,
You gotta love the way this script was written. It's just wonderful.
"Hello, sir. My name is Dana, and I'm sorry to intrude, but I was wondering, is this your home?" And he didn't move. He didn't make a sound. He just kept staring at another small photo on the wall. I walked closer to him and I said, "Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, but..." And then I saw. Cecil, I saw who it was.
Who was it?
No, it wasn't her. It was John Peters. You know, the farmer? He was staring at this photo, and I walked closer and said, "John, it's me, Dana." but he didn't respond. I looked at the photo he was examining, and it was just a picture of a window. A worn driftwood frame inside of which was a photograph of a worn driftwood pane with gently warped glass.
Hey, everyone needs a photo like that.
Couldn't see what was beyond the window in the photo, but there was a shape. Maybe a tree, maybe a person. John just stared ahead, looking sad. No, not sad. Concerned. He looked concerned. I didn't say another word to him. I waved my hand gently in front of his eyes, and he didn't notice me. I tried to touch his shoulder, but my hand went right through him.
Kind of like a ghost, or in a slightly phased out dimension.
Like through a cold wind. He wasn't even there, Cecil. He eventually turned and looked at another photo on another wall of another window, but he never saw or heard me. This home has no furniture, no furnishings, no belongings, only photos. Single, small photos on occasional walls. Most of them are windows. Different windows with different panes and different photo frames. The house itself, I realize, has no windows of its own, so I don't really know if there is a basement or a first or second floor. The upstairs is the downstairs is the ground floor. But I know one thing, Cecil.
What is that?
No, but you're close.
It's kind of like, they're playing on the whole transmission through different, planes of existence. But it kind of reminds me of some of the old, the way people do skits, like in comedy shows of old people talking. It's hilarious. It's great.
I know that John Peters entered through a door in the kitchen. I can see the door right now, Cecil. It is open, and beyond that door is sunlight. I can see sunlight and sand. I'm going through.
Yes, Dana, do that. Go through the door now. Go through that door.
I'm sorry, Cecil. You make a good point, but I have to go through that door, no matter what. I've got to get back home.
Do it, Dana. Yes.
Here I go.
Dana? Hello? Dana, can you hear me? Ladies and gentlemen, I do not know where Dana has gone now. I do hope that we hear from her again.
And I'm pretty sure we might.
I would try to call her back, but my phone has grown spiny legs and is crawling away now. If you are the type to pray, please pray for Dana's safe return home to Night Vale.
He must have that new iPhone, I guess.
If you are not the type to pray, please know that you are violating several laws and you will receive a knock on your door from armed agents very soon.
Ah, Republican America.
Let's have a look at sports. This weekend, the Night Vale High School Scorpions kick off their season against the Pine Cliff High School Lizard Monitors. Scorpions quarterback, senior Michael Sandero, had off-season surgery to remove the second head he grew in the middle of last season's division title run. Michael's mother, Flora Sandero, said she had her son's original head removed instead.
The new one might be a better one. You never know.
As she liked the new head much better. This new head's much handsomer and doesn't talk back as much, Flora explained from the roof of the Pinkberry, where she was installing several long pikes with dead vultures and rodents on the ends. This new head only speaks Russian, so I don't have to listen to him on the phone with his girlfriend all night long, and he doesn't hog the television anymore because he can't understand any of the English or Spanish programs here. He's a better boy now.
He's a better boy now,
she said, jamming another pike into the roof of the trendy Froyo store before yelling skyward, causing the sparse clouds to part quickly, revealing a giant floating crystal glowing faintly red in the mid-afternoon sun.
I know, we've all been there and done that.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Uh-oh, this is going to be good. I don't think the last episode had an in-universe commercial, so we'll see what this one has. What this one has for our funny bone.
McDonald's wants to remind you that the most important meal of the day is breakfast. So why would you let a morning go by without staring deeply into the mirror until you no longer recognize the face staring back at you, mimicking your every gesture, mocking your every movement? How else will you get the energy you need for a full day's work or recreation if you aren't silently screaming into the visage of a man or woman who gives you such uneasy spirit, such unshakable terror?
I gotta catch my breath there.
A queasy feeling every time you make the connection between what that thing is and what you are becoming. What you have become. Where does the void end? Where do you end? When do you end? What time is it now? You are late for work. You are lying on your bathroom floor, half dressed in a cool sludge of toothpaste and hair gel.
Hey, I've been there. It's Monday mornings.
You've been crying, but for how long? McDonald's, I'm lovin'.
You gotta love it.
Listeners, I just received word from Carlos, lovely Carlos, with his perfect teeth and hair and penchant for sometimes chewing a little more loudly than is preferred. Carlos, who is with other scientists at the Desert Creek housing development. For the past year, Carlos has been studying a house that does not exist.
Hey, every town has at least one house that doesn't exist.
It seems like it exists, like it's just right there when you look at it. And it's between two other identical houses, so it would make more sense for it to be there than not. But it does not exist. Carlos said the scientists asked him to come over and ring the doorbell just to see what would happen. They offered him $5, but he turned it down, saying something about scientific integrity and blah, blah, blah.
Blah, 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 blah. The scientists just yada yada it away. That's, kind of what they do sometimes. Well, some scientists. The credible scientists don't, but, the popular ones do.
But I'm like, $5 is a taco lunch at Jerry's Tacos, so whatever, rich guy. Carlos said that before he could take a step to the house, a woman emerged from the side door talking on her cell phone. He and the scientists ran up to the woman, calling out to her as she walked quickly away from the house. She looked panicked. No, not panicked. Concerned. She looked concerned, Carlos said. She kept talking on her cell phone, never responding to them. Carlos said she kept walking until she walked right through them, right through the scientists, like she were a cold wind. And then she stopped talking into her phone, stared back toward the house, and with a look of panic, no, with a look of concern, ran away.
Concern again. Walking through, cell phone, female. Makes you wonder. And the fact that this episode's titled Dana.
Carlos said, and this is very strange, Carlos said it sounded like the person she was talking to was you, Cecil. Listeners, I do not know where or when Dana is, but I am going to sit by this phone and wait for her call. I know she is all right. I hope she is all right.
She's just not fully in this dimension.
Fear she is not all right. With great anxiousness, no, concern. With great concern, I take you now to the weather.
Okay, we take our pause for the weather break, and as always, I will bid you to go and listen to Welcome to Night Vale without my commentary. Just find anywhere that you get your podcasts. There's stuff in the box thing below, the description box below, to places to find it. I think I have a YouTube link for it down there. So yeah, it is worth it. And the groups that do the weather, the musical interlude that's the weather, are really good. Some of them are really, really good. And you can find them on Bandcamp. And I encourage you to check them out. So let's go ahead and pause and return after the weather. Hello, and we're back from the weather. So let's find out what Cecil has for us, and we'll see what's up with Dana, maybe.
First saved message.
Cecil, I'm sorry I lost your call. I made it out of the door, out of the empty house and its empty photographs into an empty desert, and I don't know if anything has improved. I can see nothing but endless sand and a single distant mountain. A mountain I've never seen because I don't believe in mountains. But there is a mountain, and there is a tiny red light up on the mountain, intermittently blinking. As I exited the house, the door shut behind me, and now it's gone. As I walked, I moved through something that wasn't there. I heard voices through digital static and felt a cold wind across my body. The others are here, but not here, Cecil. What or whom did I just walk through? Cecil, something is coming. I can feel it in the ground. Something very large is coming. I've got to go. I will call when I can. And tell my mother and brother I am out of the dog park and I am safe for now. Thank you, Cecil.
End of message.
Well, that's a important message to get.
Oh, listeners, I wish I had more news than this. I wish my phone would have rung. I wish I could have had that conversation instead of another voicemail. I wish Dana were home, safe. I wish I could feel something other than overwhelming concern. No, not concern. Uncertainty.
I think I would go with dread, but uncertainty's good.
I wish a lot of things. But, as the old saying goes, if wishes were horses, those wishes would all run away, shrieking and bucking, terrified of a great, unseen evil. So instead, what I want to say is, I am thankful Dana is out of the dog park. I am thankful I had my first conversation with her since Poetry Week. I am thankful Carlos did not ring that doorbell. I am thankful that people listen to this show and the stories about our wonderful little community, the most scientifically interesting community
Yeah, I would definitely give him that.
in America, as my Carlos once said. And of course, I am thankful for you, Night Vale. Stay tuned next for loud, shortwave radio squelches, followed by a lifetime of tinnitus. Good night, Night Vale. Good night.
Well, that was episode 30, Dana. Gonna have to wait till next weekend. And episode 31 is The Blinking Light on the Mountain. So that, I don't think we'll get any kind of resolution to Dana's story, but we might. Then after that, we have the Yellow Helicopters. So yeah, we're getting some more episodes that are interlinked with each other. So until next time, remember to be a good human, be good to other humans. Peace.
Hey, it's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are?